All right. You got me. You got me on the title for this one, for sure. Am I the asshole for not warning my wife about my ass rag? I would just like to say before we get started that I have read posts, Am I the Asshole posts, with extensive family drama and background story that are shorter than this. Which is a crazy thing to think about, you know? By the way, just like you guys know, I record a bunch of videos in the same day. I'm still currently feeling the effects of an edible right now. Okay, context. My wife is weird about bud stuff. Bud stuff. Hey man, aren't they all, you know? Aren't they all, fellas? You know what I'm saying? Weird about bud stuff. I'm not talking about sexual bud stuff. That's obviously personal and up to the individual. I mean her unwillingness to acknowledge that anything comes out of our butts or that people even have buttholes. She sounds like an alien person. But I don't really, unless something is real sketchy, let me know what's going on. I'll take you to the doctor. But other than that, are you having good movements? That's cool. You had a bad one? Well, we did go to Taco Bell. Nothing concerning though. Other than that, I don't really need to know. Just let me know when I need to take you to the doctor, okay? Oh, all right. Anyways, when we bought our house, I wanted to install a bidet, but my wife was against it. Why? Bidets are cool. I told her she doesn't have to use it, but she said just seeing it would gross her out. Why? Why? I mentioned not feeling clean from wiping with paper, and she didn't understand. Not everyone has naturally hairless assholes that barely require wiping. She asked if I could find an alternative. I said I could use wet wipes, but they're not flushable. None of them are, by the way. But they say flushable. It says that they're flushable. Have I been lied to? It says right on the packaging. It says this is plumber approved. The plumbers have given us the approval to flush the wet wipes. That's what it says on the thing. Am I missing something here? Oh, we meant you could flush it, but not if there's dookie in it. It's impossible that way. I didn't realize I was breaking the law. Cat's making noise over here. Anyways. So they have to go in the trash. She didn't like the idea of poopy things in the trash can and told me to figure out something else out that she didn't have to know about. Just bring a hose. Just sneak a hose into there. So onto my ass rag. I took an old towel, tore it up, and installed a discreet hook behind the toilet to hang the rag. It's completely hidden. Okay. The way our bathroom is set up, we only have one. The sink is right next to the toilet. I'd imagine if she thinks a bidet is gross, then she for sure thinks that an ass rag is gross. Because in my opinion, the bidet is a cleaner thing than the ass rag. Because it's, there's a little button that you press. Nothing comes into contact with the old hole. Whereas with an ass rag, it's like, oh, but I rinse it off in the sink. Like, what do you do to clean it off? You rinse it off in the sink or something? I don't know. But then you hang it up behind the toilet. It's like, you guys are living in hell. Anyways. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, no. Recently, my wife and I were showering together. Wait. I feel like we skipped a section. The way our bathroom is set up, we only have one. The sink is right next to the toilet, so I'm able to wet the rag, clean up, wash it in the sink, and hang it back up. I swap it out a couple times a week. Gross, maybe, but I figured that's my business, as my wife did not want to hear about my butthole cleaning habits. And now we all know, and that's just sick. Cool, dude. Recently, my wife and I were showering together, and she forgot to bring a washcloth for herself. I don't use one. I use a sisal pouch with bar soap. I offered to hop out and grab her a washcloth, but she said, no, don't worry about it. I'll just use yours. And she reached for my doo-doo ass rag. I said, you don't want to use that? She asked why. I said, just trust me. And she kept pushing. Why? Why would she keep pushing past that? You're asking too many questions. Do you think there's a bomb in the rag? If somebody tells me you don't want to use that rag, I'm almost always assuming it's been in a weird place. No, you don't want to use that rag. That's the rag that I use to clean up, radiation or something. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, cool. Thank you for warning me. Why is it behind the toilet? I don't know, but that's that's a far enough distance to where it won't hurt anybody, I guess. The porcelain blocks it somehow. We have a lead toilet. What am I reading? So I came clean about my ass rag. I came out the ass rag closet. She was horrified, started dry heaving, and kicked me out of the shower. Apparently, she had been using it as a washcloth for years whenever she forgot hers, which is often. Oh, that's why she was pushing so hard. I would probably warn her about the cloth if it was that visible. How close is it to the toilet? You made it seem like it was... Oh my god, man, this is embarrassing. You should have let her know. You should have been like, I know you told me not to tell you, but do not use... That's what I would do if I had a poop rag. If I had some crazy ass rag, you know, you gotta let them know about the cum sock. The pee drawer. The piss jar. You gotta let them know about that. You gotta warn them ahead of time. They won't be as shocked. Anyways, it's hidden behind the frickin' toilet. She knows I don't use a washcloth. We got into an argument. From my perspective, it was obvious that my ass rag wasn't a washcloth. All bets are off when you use someone else's shit without asking. And her butthole hang-up is interfering with my personal hygiene. From her perspective, I violated a clear boundary. Just install a bidet. Just like install a bidet and be like, this is the here it is. You don't have to use it, but the button for it is here in case you decide to try it one time. Otherwise, it's just in the toilet, minding its own business. You can wipe however you want. I'm going to use this. That would have been my solution. But, you know, my significant other does not care about bidets. It's a weird thing to get worked up about, I think. But who knows? Like, if you're worked up at the idea of a bidet, if you think a bidet is gross, then you just should probably think anything near the toilet is gross. You know, like toilet paper. You have to get less down and dirty with a bidet than you do with toilet paper. Like, yeah, you can dry things off afterwards, but like with just toilet paper, you're in the trenches. I'm not a fan of just regular toilet paper, man. I'm not. Especially every time I go to a hotel and I got to use their -1 ply toilet paper. It doesn't do anything. It rips easy. It's a nightmare. Give me a bidet. You're an insane person. Anyways, I think everyone sucks here. I'll say that, but let's go. From her perspective, I violated a clear boundary she set years ago, and I'm just an overall gross person. A little bit. You kind of are. I did apologize, but I was upset, and my apology wasn't really sincere. I'm sleeping on the couch right now and try and give her some space. Imagine breaking up because of the poop rag. I'd like to know if I owe her a more sincere apology over this ass rag fiasco. I'm really not sure about, and her reaction has me thinking that maybe I actually am discussing and lacking the perspective to see it. But I also don't think her butthole aversion is normal, and the main reason I ended up resorting to the ass rag solution in the first place it's the main reason. Okay, I would say that everyone sucks here a little bit. I think that she has some like weird hangups with a bidet. And I think coming from somebody that is not a fan of toilet paper, I think you rightfully have some hangups with toilet paper. I think that we should do some research into whether or not these flushable wipes are flushable. Because it says so. It says, do not worry, you can flush this shit. This is plumber approved. Wipe that ass, flush it. That's what it says. But I guess I've been lied to. Quite frankly, I find that ridiculous. But, you know, wet wipes and bidets, I'm a bigger fan of than just plain toilet paper and ass rags. It's very unfortunate that she's not using that she's been using your ass rag as a washcloth, but also it couldn't have been gross or anything, since she had no problem using it. So clearly it didn't smell or have poop stains on it, which is crazy. I don't see much way around this, the whole extreme aversion to the knowledge that things come out of butts. I really hope y'all aren't planning on kids without having a second toilet for you to use with a bidet or ass rag. You still gotta let her know. I was crying laughing because of the absurdity, not the asshole. How do you tell someone about something they don't want to know ever exists? That's a good point too, man. Like, I would tell her out of stubbornness because I know, like, listen, I know you told me not to do this, but I need to have a solution, and I need to know that you're not going to accidentally use this to clean yourself. Because apparently it's close enough, but apparently she found it behind the toilet. As a woman, she's completely overreacting. She doesn't want to wash her ass after shit. That's fine. She doesn't have to, but if you want to prefer another one, you have a God-given right. Yeah, I mean, I just, like, it is true that this entire situation could be solved out the gate by just, like, letting her know that she's insane. you know, and being like, you don't have to use the bidet. I can hook up a bidet. You never have to touch it. Like, it's all me. It's the same as looking at toilet paper. Like, you know, I use it, but it's not gonna. You don't have to touch it. You know, you don't have to touch his used toilet paper. You only touch new toilet paper. You don't have to touch the bidet. I don't know what kind of bidet he could set up one of those cheaper ones, and I think even those cheaper ones, you know, he cleans it. I think even those ones, don't they like extend, like they move, they extend, even the like $20 ones on Amazon? I don't know. Controversial, please. My everyone sucks here still stands, but it's definitely a bias from me being like, listen, I know that I'm the kind of person where it's like, I know you told me not to bring it up, but I'm going to double check just so you understand that a solution has been found. Like, that's what I'm doing in that situation. Okay, I know you told me not to tell you, so this is why I kind of hid it behind the toilet, because apparently it was hidden behind the toilet, but she was able to find it and use it consistently. So it can't really be like hidden. I'm just saying, I have something I've been wiping my ass with. It's behind the toilet. Don't go back there. You don't want none of that violence. How on earth are people defending this? You're using a cloth, washing it in the sink quickly, and then hanging it back up. It had shit on it, for Christ's sake. That's absolutely disgusting. Use wipes. Hell, jump in the shower right after. But my friend is disgusting. I couldn't look my partner the same after that. See, I'm glad that I read this comment right after, because that kind of does kind of push my everyone sucks here thing back into the equation. Because I just can't get over the ass rag part. It's crazy. How's the sink a problem? It's where you wash your hands if you get shit on them, lol. Yeah, but you don't always get shit on them. But then you disinfect the sink, right? The shit goes down the drain. This might be icky, but it's not unhygienic. There's a large difference. Icky things are merely unpleasant. Unhygienic things are dangerous. When he cleans the rag, it goes down the sink. He sounds fastidious about it. He's using toilet paper first. This is for thin residue. Anything down the drain that isn't enormous chunks is, you know, down the drain. It's not coming back up. So where's the problem? You need to rub your toothbrush in the basin shortly after this. I don't know, man. I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah, and I feel like the dudes that don't have a problem with it are using ass rags themselves, and they probably smell weird. A man's ass rag is an issue. Nobody would be naive about a rag hanging behind the toilet, nor be that grossed out about a bidet. It's the fact you wash it in the sink. I don't know, man. The poo-poo rag, the drippy drip. Here I go, taking my drip poo-poo rag back to behind the toilet. I don't like it. I would say that I would run by her. First off, I would do some research on flushable wipes, because unless I've been lied to my whole life, flushable wipes do exist. You gotta hit those up, man. They're a lifesaver. But then I would also run by her, like, let's make sure she really understands like how a bidet works. Because if we can run that by her, she might just be like, okay, whatever, just as long as I don't have to. Because she says, like, I don't want to look at it. Like, all she would see is a little like metal rod, depending on which kind of like bidet he buys. She would just kind of see that there, and then like a little thing with buttons to the side. And you could say, oh, but what if the buttons were gross? He's sitting on the toilet. He wouldn't have to touch his ass like that. Not until after, he would use the button, and then he would, maybe do a little drying with some toilet paper, and then he didn't have to go back to touching the button. He just gets back up and washes his hands. I think she's crazy. I think an ass rag is insanity. I would go insane. Like, an ass rag is something that you have when you live alone, right? Because an ass rag isn't gross when it's your ass rag, because your ass. Like, you'll scrub that rag to get whatever out of it that's left. But like somebody else's in your vicinity, that's insanity. Your little cum sock isn't gross too, but you pick up a crusty sock off the ground when you're trying to get to something. You're like, what the? Oh, you're gonna lose your mind. Is it hurting anybody necessarily? No, it's not like a biohazard thing, but it is there, and it's kind of gross, But it's dry, and it's insanity. It's insanity. Work this. I'm still gonna say that everyone sucks here to an extent. Because an ass rag is insane, but your wife is also insane. And also look into the flushable wipes, man, because I feel like I'm being lied to now at this point. It's honestly, that's the most offensive part of this post is, implying that there aren't any flushable ones.